Hi everyone, hopefully you guys can hear me again. This is going to be outside, but this is our last one. It's week 8. I again have a piece of binder paper. You can see that there's writing on both sides. I also have my note or my phone for a screenshot I took of some of the notes that I had also taken on another piece of paper. Lost it, can't find it. Anyways, back to this week 8 discussion for early childhood 330 for dual language. So now what I'll do is I'll go through each of the questions and make sure that each of them are stated. They each have a reply, a response to each of them to make sure that everything is covered. So I apologize if it is over 2 to 3 minutes. I do try my hardest to not let it go too far over. Okay, so first part is please discuss the initial strengths and areas of growth you identified. They are addressing the NAEYC standards 2 and 4 as well as the other learning competencies. So I wanted to stick under NAEYC standards 2 and 4 because those are some of the ones I have not actually had to experience myself. Working as a para, as a teacher's assistant in public school systems, it's not exactly the preschool or the Head Start program. There are a few that I feel like I have not been able to directly pursue myself. So in particular, 2 and 4, you have standard 2 being curriculum, and standard 4 being the assessment of child progress. Assessment of child progress, I have been able to find that I have taken part in due to a practicum class I had previously taken part in. However, again, this is not from a professional level of being an employee. It was me just taking a class, so I did have some sort of experience with working on it, making sure that I have some background with the DRDP. For example, for the progress, the DRDP would cover some of that. However, I did not get to completely take part in it where I actually got to look for those progressions in the child. Standard 2 being curriculum, I have had no experience with that, so I feel, when it goes into the next questions, how do you feel about these strengths and areas for growth now? I feel like standard 2 and 4, it would take some more professional growth. Yes, there's practicum classes I've taken, other volunteering or observation times that I've taken where things are explained. I still need yet to actually take part in it where I am speaking mainly to the parent, and I hope to do pursue that one day so then I actually can learn it. I have done it with anecdotal records, however not professionally where it comes down to the DRDP. So I feel a little bit better about the assessment of child progress. Prior to this, I haven't had too much experience with it, but now I feel a little bit better about standard 4 than I do standard 2 because I feel like I need to have more experience in that. On to the next one. Are your ratings still accurate? They've changed a little bit. Again, I feel like I've had a little bit more experience with standard 4 than I've had standard 2, so they're not as accurate to answer that. Why or why not? Again, the experience, however, not professional experience where it's as a job. It's the professional experience of being in a practicum class, so you still have to be professional, obviously, because you're in families and these are their children. You want to make sure that you have all the progressions correct and you're not giving any wrong information, of course. On to the next one. What from this course, be specific, has contributed to an increase in your competency? From this course is definitely work with the dual language learners. It's been a challenge. I've helped a child, one of them was named Ethan, that I had previously done a discussion on. So came from Mexico recently, no English, nothing at all. I mean, maybe a hello, but even how are you, there was no response because he didn't understand that. So contribute to an increase in your competency is learning how to work with other teachers and learning how to work with the child to help them on a website, it's abcya.com, so helping them with sounds and stuff like that. So it wasn't just me one-on-one where the child might be more nervous, but more the computer screen. And actually with computer screen, they were much more, they weren't as nervous, which was great. So I feel like it did have an increase in competency because now I learned other ways on how to work with the child. Excuse me. For what competencies would you like to pursue additional professional development and why? So more of the other competencies definitely have to do with definitely the curriculum. I feel like even working under teachers, a lot of them of course have to follow curriculum, they have to follow those state standards, so curriculum is definitely one I want to work under. I feel like I need to pursue additional professional development. I don't feel as if I've had enough experience with that. What avenues might you pursue to increase your competencies? Definitely working in a Head Start program. Even though now I work as a paraprofessional, as a teacher's assistant, mainly with LH classes, however now they have me as classroom support for Gen Ed class, I would definitely have to find a job, I would definitely have to find a job in a Head Start program, maybe a preschool program. From the observations I've done for this class and the other class that I'm actually taking this semester, which is 303, overall, from what I've learned, I feel that I would definitely have to work in a Head Start program to have that experience of, I would hope to volunteer or maybe be a shadow in a open house meeting. I don't know how that would be possible, but I think from what I've gotten from this question, and earlier I was thinking about it, that's what I would hope. I would hope to volunteer, be a shadow in an open house meeting or a parent meeting to really get that time with the parent and see what's being discussed and, understand that all of the competencies have probably been discussed with the parent. In relationship, I apologize, it's 6 minutes, but I'm nearly done. I'm on the last question. In relationship to the professional standards and competencies, of what are you most proud and where do you feel most challenged? First part of the question asks me, what am I most proud? Being able to hit some of the standards that have been tested on, even just being a para, you're having to learn a lot of information about children, what they need, what the necessities are, what their needs are, stuff like that. Feel challenged. There's so many limitations. Even though, for example, now I'm a classroom support, it's hard to get another job. There's so many challenges in trying to get into another field from whatever experience I have now. It's hard to definitely move into Head Start program to make sure I can pursue that and I can get experience with working not only with dual language learners from this class, but being able to actually follow through and learn the behavior growth patterns, stuff like that. So even though I know some information on it, I feel like the challenge most of all is making sure that I can, hopefully one day pursue that and be able to work with children of a younger age from that preschool age so I can see the growth, especially for dual language, and see how that differs from the age group I had previously worked with, say with Ethan, as the example that I said earlier. So that is the back and the front of all of my questions, so front and back of all of my questions, and all of the questions that have been provided on our weekend discussion. Alrighty, thank you for watching. Bye.